We're here with Jeff Ahrstrom, who's the CEO of Ingersoll, and today we were taken around and we had a very interesting tour of all the stuff that you're doing. We had some presentations from Lockheed and about the NASA Artemis and your involvement in that. And my goodness, my one question for you is talk about the significance of that partnership and the manufacturing you do.
We've had a relationship with Lockheed on the Artemis, or specifically on the Orion program, the crew capsule program that goes back a decade. And you look at these programs, you have to build those relationships. Just from talking about the manufacturing reviews, this is America's return to human spaceflight. So there has to be that deep relationship. But I think more importantly, you have to build that trust between the organizations to understand what you can or can't do, how you can do it. You look at the parts that you saw out there. These are massive parts that come in as large forgings weighing tens of thousands of pounds, and they leave here weighing hundreds of pounds. And we do that in determining how do we fixture it, how do we tool it, what are the tool paths that we do, what are the machinists, and how do these parts cut and move. So I think that's why it's so important. They have a partner that's local, a partner that has an established capability in here, and a partner that knows what they're doing. Today, we recognize some of the master machinists that we have here that have been here from Artemis 1 that recently flew, and I'll say Orion, the Orion one, all the way through. We're making parts for Orion 6, 7, and 8 now. Parts that'll go to the moon, go to Mars and back, and we're doing it here.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff. The one thing we just talked about not long ago was, coming into this business a few years ago, like you did, with lots of experience in machining and fabricating and things like that. You have a very busy job. You have a very seemingly fun job. And talk about that for a minute.
It should be illegal. I get to do this in all honesty. I've been in this industry for a couple of years. Started out working on machines and fixing machines as a trainee, going all the way up through application and coming now to have this opportunity to lead this organization. So I love it. It's in my blood. I tell guys on the floor, it's fun to go on the floor and talk about alignments and how we can align it, how we going to build this machine, because it's something that gets in your blood. And the thing that I love is some of the young guys we got coming up and some of the old guys like me, it's a passion is the same. So it transcends generations, it transcends companies. It's about people that love making things, people that love making things for the United States of America, people that love making a submarine part in the morning or a part for a 787 or an F-35 in the afternoon. To be able to go from a titanium part to an aluminum part to a carbon fiber part or a 3D printed part. This is what we're doing today. And again, from the young engineers that are just coming up, conceiving of these things, to the guys that are on the shop floor actually making the parts. It really gives me heart, the fact that we're starting to regain interest in this, because we've gone 2 generations without rebuilding this, and we've lost so many great American machine tool companies. There's a small cadre of us left, and it's great we're rebuilding them. And I really hope that we see more American machine tool companies grow, new ones, and give us competition. Come chase us, guys. I want you to see if you can knock the Kings off.
Here's a question for you. We talked about it a little bit on the shop floor, and that is, even the projects are becoming multi-generational, not just the companies, right? So how does that play into your need to recruit and things like that?
It's before there was always an internal pipeline when you had companies that had 2,000 and 3,000 people. We're just not that size anymore, given the competition out in the world. So now we're actively going out looking for veterans. We love having veterans come in here. We're actually going into some the grammar schools and high schools with different programs. We've partnered with an organization called Champion Now, and what they do is they bring manufacturing concepts to grammar schools and high schools. We're going to be all of Rockford public schools. We're going to be having them come through Ingersoll at some point. And in essence, we set up a mini factory to help them, let them make a pen. And we'll have a high school student that will direct them around these multiple stations. And these grammar school kids will walk out with a pen that they made, that they constructed. Cool. And then we're going to take them on a tour of the factory and show them that you can graduate from this to get them thinking about what they can do. And again, manufacturing is about the engineer that designs the part. It's about the manufacturing engineer that does the math and writes the code to drive the machine. It's about the pipe fitter, the electrician, the master assembler that puts those parts together. It's about the master machinist that will grind that spacer to within millionths of an inch. And the complex machinists that will make those parts for Orion. That's what manufacturing is, and those are the opportunities that we give them. And you're right, when you talk about multi-generation, we have programs now. We're building the Giant Magellan Telescope. It's a program that we first started engaging with them with over 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So we have people that started quoting it, and now we're going to have people who are coming in that will be the ones that are doing the programming machining. They're probably in their late 20s. And then by the time we finish this program, and Magellan Telescope completes its first science in the mid-2030s, they'll be in their mid-30s, and they'll be the senior people in the company. And that's what gives me great heart. The young people that we see today that are the ones that, we have a few high school interns that have started. They were high school kids last year, interned with us. Now I have one that's a pipe fitter. I have one that's in the assembly floor. I have another one that's in engineering. We're going to send them to school. They're going to work for us. And again, 15 to 20 years, they'll be the gray-haired guy standing here talking to you.
Exactly.
And to me, that's that multi-generational continuum.